Hey folks, how you doing? This is Brian here with Mr. Backpack. So I have I took a nap earlier. I'm okay. Everything's cool. So I was able to get a couple nights in this room here. So I got tomorrow too. So I'm gonna be heading into this little small town. Or like I said before, I basically don't want to divulge my information as far as like where I'm going, different locations. All I can say is that I'm traveling through Kansas right now, and I don't like to get too much into prepping like for like 3 to 5 days ahead because I just worry about the day when I leave where I'm going to go the next destination, and I'm hitchhiking, so I've got a crap load of miles to do, a crap load of small towns to do. Um, these little towns, and keep in mind, I decided to do a couple different alternative routes. Okay, when I left this job, I was working for this guy here, and I just wanted to give you guys this little small story and some information on some stuff. This is some eye-opening information here. Part one, Mr. Backpacker, eye-opening information. Part one. Okay, and you know, as I said before in some past videos, I like to do prepping on trip plotting and trip preparation. Like if I'm hitchhiking, I don't like to just anymore. It used to be I used to hitchhike certain areas and just go through these areas blindly, push everything to the envelope. When I say push everything to the envelope, I mean could care less where I ended up. Um, Everything. I wasn't caring about what kind of money I had. I had a window cleaning kit. I would just go do work, whatever, get a room, push on, whatever. I could care less where I was going through. I wasn't concerned with certain areas, how things have changed post COVID, pre COVID, post COVID, but how things have changed over the last 5 years have changed me and prompted me to take a look at everything now for personal safety reasons, and especially if you're hitchhiking, man. If you're hitchhiking, you're taking your life in your own hands, basically. You don't know who's going to pick you up. Um, I'm not a scary type guy. If you're going to knock me off, man, just do it. Do it and do a good job of it, and get rid of it. And I don't have to deal with this ever increasingly crazy ass world. But you know something? I don't think negative thoughts like that. I try to stay as positive as I can with some good morals and a good attitude and a hope for a better tomorrow. Live a good day, treat people decent, all that. But I'll tell you what, I found out some stuff. I've spent the last, oh gosh, I'm going to say the last hour and a half hardcore online. I watched about 90 minutes of quite a few different videos. I'm going to say probably a dozen to 15 videos, and I'm not going to mention any names on that. I can personally like and subscribe to his videos, and if I get some feedback, then I'll say some good things. But I've been watching this one guy, and he is very intelligent. He has did hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of YouTube videos online, and they're very well researched. He's very methodical. He just lays out, it's like just, you can watch it, and it's like watching a news segment on TV, and he puts things into perspective, and he has a high amount of humor in his videos. And what he does basically is he does like, the most dangerous places in Kansas, worst small towns in America. He mentioned quite a few things, man. The top 10 American cities with the most homeless. And I'm just looking because I'm going to be going through some areas. Then he does the 10 best cities, stuff like that. And he goes in it and it kind of gives the employment, population, what's going on. A quick segment. He keeps each location he speaks on to probably anywhere from 1.5 to 3 minutes. In his longer videos, like one I watched, it was like the worst. What was it? It was the worst small towns in America, which basically was 6 towns. Okay, the worst small towns. 2 of them came up in Kansas. Okay, so what I wanted to tell you is this. I'm going to be bouncing around north, south, east, I'm not going west. I decided for right now I'm going to kind of bounce around a few things, but I didn't really want to go too far south either. So let me explain something to you here. What I'm seeing is, let's take this into perspective here. All right. Now let's look at being homeless, okay? The top cities in America with the most homeless, we got basically from number 10, work your way down. We've got Las Vegas, 6,000 homeless people. From my research, we've got 6,000 homeless people in Las Vegas, super high crime rate. Boston, which is huge, that covers, other than New York City, Washington, D.C., that covers most of your East Coast stuff. You've got like 8,000 homeless there. Phoenix is another one, a huge, it's very dangerous for homeless people. That's pushing like, oh my gosh, 8,000 people. Washington, D.C., which is super high crime rate, drugs, everything, like 10,000 people homeless. Same with San Jose, San Diego, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and then you have the East Coaster, New York. But then you got Seattle on the West Coast there, which is like 12,000 people homeless just in the city of Seattle. And that's the largest city in Washington. Uh, so, and then you got Spokane on the far east side. I lived in Washington, I know. And I lived south of Washington in Olympia. And it is, I tell you what, if you're homeless there, man, you're going to have a rough time. And any of the programs that they have, they're just so, like, okay, put it like this, man. I did some time a while back, man. I did some prison time. I've been out for a while. It's over with, man. And I did serve my time, and I served my time in a pretty rough spot, and I did it like a trooper. I did time in Walla Walla, Washington, and up in the Qualam Bay thing up there. Got a couple college degrees when I was there. I did okay, man. I did my time. I got out. But anyway, so I lived in Olympia, and when I got out, they gave me a resource list, man. And what the resource list, and had all these organizations. When I got out, half of them weren't even non-existent. You can just call, and the other half don't even answer. A lot of the times they exist. They're so saturated with requests daily. Most of your shelters where I was released to, got out to, there was no room in the shelter. So luckily, man, I was smart, man. I knew some people, and I was able to just do side hustles, clean windows and stuff like that. And I was able to survive. And a couple friends in another state sent me money, helped me out, bumped me through that critical area there. And I was on probation. They don't have parole. So it was like a community custody deal. So what they did is they had a thing where they would, I think it was, I don't know how many weeks, but I had like 2 weeks, and then I could leave and then go to another state wherever I want. I was actually discharged off community custody from the Washington DLC. Okay, so that was a done deal there. So I had left, and I went to several different areas. And some of the areas that I've seen, just from different research that I did, man, we're talking how things have changed over the last 5 years, man. If you're in California, okay, just look at California, all right? So you got San Jose, San Diego, San Francisco, Los Angeles, okay? These are huge cities, man. We're talking, if you put them all together for population-wise, we're talking like, 50 to 100 million people or more. Then you got the metropolitan areas. And if you were to take all the homeless people that are homeless in that state, we're talking like about 150,000 homeless people, man, in one state. It's huge, and they're always constantly moving around, relocating to different places within the state. It is terrible. It's so I've just decided, like on the West Coast there, never even bother with that, because it's just so, if you're homeless, man, you're just going to be around nothing but homeless people. And this country's so screwed up. You got the haves and the have-nots, man. Okay, and and I'm just speaking on this part one here. Some basically important information. Okay, and I'll word it right. Just some really critical information I'd like to, homeless brothers and sisters that are watching these videos and people that, advocate homeless advocacy, stuff like that, and help the homeless. You need to hear this. So if you're out there on the West Coast, Oregon's another one. I could just put I'm just speaking on some of the main ones. Portland, Oregon has this problem. You can go all the way from Seattle all the way down to San Diego, I-5. It goes right through the middle of all that crap. And I'll tell you what, it is like, man, you're going to see some stuff there. And I've hitchhiked all down through there, man. I've hitchhiked all the way to San Diego before I have. And I've hitchhiked back out of there. I actually cut through and took 40 through the desert, lower part of Arkansas. I won't go through them areas, just primarily because your chances of running into some serious difficulties, really heat stroke type weather. You're going through some really outlawish type places, man, where crime is like, you'll come up missing. Bottom line, man. You'll be abducted. Um, they're really vamping on people hitchhiking now, everything like that. So I wanted to end this video with this part one here. It's Mr. Backpack part whatever, but I'm just going to put some little icons there, and there's going to be 2 to 3 different segments of this video that I'll continue it on, so you know what I'm saying, and just to see how things have changed, and considering the fact with this COVID and post-COVID here, how that's affecting everything and the different things that are going on, how I'm just seeing a complete disarray of American society the way it is, and a breakdown of American society in all areas. So it's affecting so many people. So we're going to just see more and more people homeless, more and more people out of jobs. And these certain areas are just going to be economically screwed. So I wanted to leave you on this note with this video here. I've been downloading some videos, so I've got about 32 gigabytes of storage. So I'm basing my research, what I did, this research that I've been doing, I've been basing it on where I'm going through, what areas I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, I'm not going to go through that area. Okay, so I'll explain this the next video here. I'll continue this on, but I don't want to keep these videos too long because I got to download them. So anyway, man, what a situation we have here in this country, man. And we haven't seen anything yet. And I'll get to that later on today. I wanted to get some stuff out and discuss some things that I think that really should be put on YouTube and people understand. So this is Brian here with Mr. Backpack, man. So take it easy.